Right, so if I was to give you a top 5 of the fruit trees that should really be in every Zambian garden that has the space and the water, it would probably start with citrus, guavas, mangoes, avocados, and today's tree, which is banana. And there is an argument that banana trees aren't really trees, but most people will say instinctively upon saying it, banana tree, not banana plant. It's tall enough to walk under and casts a shade that you can sit in, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a perfectly reasonable definition of tree. Tree is a lot like species as a word. It's really hard to pin down an exact meaning for. A lot of people will talk about woody stems, and bananas do lack those. They don't have anything woody about them at all, and these stems are monocarpic, so they'll flower once and then fall down and rot, which is actually a really great way of building the soil. One issue I do find with bananas, beyond whether or not they are a tree, is that they have a susceptibility to a number of viruses. Bananas, unlike the other 4 top 5 trees, don't self-seed in Zambia because they don't seed at all. They're fully sterile. They are probably a hybrid, possibly several hybrids actually, of different wild bananas, and they are fully sterile. They cannot produce seeds at all, usually. So that means that they are very, very genetically uniform, and so even though this variety, which is the sort of local ladyfinger type variety, is very hardy and does seem to show greatly reduced susceptibility to a lot of viruses, bananas can still be very inclined to catch any disease that another banana has caught. And so I like to do something slightly dubious to try and deal with that, because one of the things that really spreads banana diseases is ants farming scales and aphids on bananas, especially scales, I think. And a lot of the time those scales have quite a wide host range, but the viruses for bananas have quite a narrow host range, and so bananas belong to the Zingiberales, which is the sort of ginger group of plants more broadly, and they're within a sort of narrower section of that, quite close to things like Strelitzia. And I wouldn't plant Strelitzia close to bananas, because although I don't know that they can catch the same diseases, I can believe they would, whereas gingers can't usually catch the same viruses that are notorious in bananas. And so the idea is then that the ants start farming the pest on the gingers before they reach the banana. Several generations of the pest pass, and the virus weakens in their system or dies out in their system before they get back to the host plant for that virus. Whether or not it works, I don't know, but I haven't yet lost a banana that I've done this with. We haven't had an outbreak of banana bunchy top virus since I've started doing this, so it's very hard to say. It's entirely anecdotal. But anyway, so we're going to be companion planting this with 3 different Zingiberales. So we're going to be starting with Alpinia zerumbet, which is the shell ginger, which is a really nice smelling ginger. It's not really a food ginger as such. You can use the leaves in cooking, and it also makes a nice tea. It's quite commonly used medicinally, and mostly is planted for its very ornamental leaves and beautiful flowers. And again, it has a lovely smell when cut, and I really do think it would make quite a nice vegetable if it was just a little less bitter. Then we're going to be planting Hedicium. I can't actually remember the second part of it, which is the butterfly ginger. That is used as a vegetable, mostly the root and the tender shoots. It's also mostly planted in Zambia ornamentally. I don't know that it's widely consumed here at all. It's another Asian ginger. And finally, we're going to be planting one which is very much a food ginger, which is Sucuma longa, because I had harvested a whole bunch of this earlier, and I processed some of it, but not all of it, and we've got to the time of year when, regardless of where it is, even if it's in a fruit bowl in the kitchen, out of the light, it is going to start sprouting, ready to go in the ground, and I do not have the heart to cut those sprouts off and cook it anyway, so we're going to be adding turmeric. And that should be everything for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you haven't enjoyed it, thank you for watching anyway. Please tune in again tomorrow, because I will be planting something different. I'm not sure what yet. I don't actually have a plan for tomorrow, but we'll see.